Hey, what's good, everybody? This is your man, Pastor B.Wade. We want to welcome you to One Tree with Pastor B.Wade. I am so excited to have you guys with us here again. Many things to talk about, many things to discuss. I was thinking about a few weeks ago. I used to have these two co-workers. They were elderly gentlemen, kind of went back and forth at each other in a playful manner. But one time, one of my coworkers was trying to give the other coworker some instructions on how to use the computer, how to do some things, and it just wasn't processing. And finally, after he showed him how to do it and he set him up all good so everything would work out perfectly, he then looked at my coworker that helped him and said, I don't want to do it that way, and switched it out. And my coworker, who tried to help the coworker that didn't know how to get things going on his computer, he looked over and he said, "You are unhelpable." And everybody in the office burst out laughing. And I remember laughing to myself, and that other coworker, he got so mad. "What do you mean I'm unhelpable? What's unhelpable mean?" And my coworker said, you are unhelpable. You are unhelpable. Cannot be helped is who you are. And I died laughing. I've taken that phrase and I've looked at it over the years of my life, and I have processed that there are some people that just are flat out unhelpable. It doesn't matter what you do, how much time, how much energy, what you invest in them, they're just not helpable. You can't give them any resources, tools, information. They're unhelpable. And the problem with certain people that aren't helpable, that are unhelpable, that cannot receive the tools, the resources, the instruction, not because they have some kind of learning disability, not because they're challenged in some kind of mental capacity. They just refuse to accept the resources and tools that are available for them to use. For someone such as myself who is dyslexic, I've understood at a very early age that me using the example of I can't because I can't is not good enough. Like, I wanna fit in with the normal kids in the classroom. I wanna fit in and not have the teacher, take me out of class for the test, or not, sit down and miss recess for the classwork that I gotta do because everybody else could do it at a normal pace. I need additional time because that's what my IEP said. I wanted to fit in and wanted to be, quote, unquote, "like the regular kids." And so I did the best that I possibly could to take advantage of looking like and presenting myself like the regular kids. Unfortunately, I still had some things that kept me from being successful moving forward like I wanted to because I had a learning disability. And when you have a learning disability, they give you tools or resources, or they should give you tools and resources so that you can utilize these things to be successful. They give you things to learn how to manage your issue, your problem, your situation so that you can actually grow and develop and use these tools and resources that may make you understand the information differently, process the information differently, train you differently to grab a hold of the information that you would apply it, that you still be successful. And so there are some people who don't want the help because they can't, or they don't want to be a part of the help situation, the help crowd. They don't want to be pulled out of class. They don't want to be talked to a certain kind of way. There's other people that will sit there and say, regardless if I don't want the help, I'm going to embrace the help because it allows me to become successful. So even though I don't like getting pulled out of class early, or I don't like have to stay after school or miss a recess period or PE period, I'm going to stay and get this information so I can pass this grade, get out of here and go to the next grade, go to the next task in life, use those resources to make me a successful businessman or businesswoman, entrepreneur, X, Y, and Z. There are some people that refuse help. They refuse to accept help and to digest help and move forward. And the problem is that when you and I are investing in people that need help and we're giving them help and they're not receiving help, it's driving us crazy. We're losing our stuff. We're losing our mind, our time, our patience, our finances, our resources. We're giving them all the very best of what we can give them to help them or aid them. And unfortunately, they are not receiving it very well, or they're not treasuring it very well, or they refuse to learn from what has got them out of their situation. I want to talk to you guys today about how to identify and how to handle really unhelpable people. How to handle unhelpable people. There's a passage of scripture in the book of Matthew, chapter 4, verse 14, one verse, and Jesus tells his disciples, he's sending them out two by two, each of them to go to different cities and to share the gospel, to help people out of their situations where they have not been saved, where they have not accepted Christ, where they're not walking in a vibrant life with God, where they are not in a posture, in a position, or have any knowledge of God. And he says in Matthew 14, if any household or town refuses to welcome you or listen to your message, shake the very dust from your feet as you leave. In other words, if you go somewhere to share information that will be helpful, that will be handy, whether it's a message of Christ and salvation, whether it's a message of how to fix your finances, whether it's a message of how to grow as an individual or as a person or deal with relationships, if they don't want to receive your information, Jesus himself says, take your shoes, dust some bad boys off, and keep on walking. We on to the next town, is what Jesus said. We going to the next house. We're not going to stick here. We're not going to beg. We're not going to plead. We're not going to cry. Not going to snot all over ourselves. We're not going to spend up our gas money, electricity money, our house money, our rent money, our savings account for people that don't get it. We're not going to waste up our cell phone minutes. I know none of y'all are old enough to remember when you had to pay for your cell phone minutes to use it, but you're not getting my cell phone minutes before 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock. You're not getting my time, nothing. Not because I don't want to help you, it's because right now you are in an unhelpable situation and state. Pastor, that sounds so vicious and cruel and mean. And I'm gonna say to you that if Jesus can tell us to walk away from people that won't want to receive the message and move on to the right kind of people, why doesn't that apply for you? Even if you're like, I'm still trying to figure out this Christianity thing, this Jesus thing. uh, Jesus is pretty well respected. He's got a good reputation with most folks, even if they don't accept him as the Lord and Savior. They still adhere to some form of his teachings or things of that nature. Even a highly upstanding individual like Jesus or the Savior of the universe, Jesus, his words of wisdom are simply this: if they're not feeling you, if they're not hearing you, if they're not listening to you, if they're not willing to receive you, stop wasting you with someone that can't receive you. Move on. I'm going to give you a couple steps on how to deal with unhelpable people. It's hard because people need help. I need help. You need help. Your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your children, your ex, they all need help. We all need help. And so we have to first understand what's the difference between somebody that needs help and what's the difference between somebody that's unhelpable. Because help can disguise an unhelpable person. So we're not going to look for people that need help in this process. We're going to identify people that are unhelpable people. Here's a few things I want to share with you for unhelpable people. The first thing I want to share with you is this: when we're identifying, looking for, am I interacting? Am I talking to? Am I engaging? Am I giving too much of me to an unhelpable person? Number one, are they in the same situation or is their situation getting worse? Unhelpable people have an extremely healthy way of continuing to be unhealthy. I'm going to say that again. Unhealthy people have a very healthy habit of making themselves and keeping themselves in a very unhealthy state. They know how to stay unhealthy. They are very healthy and good at staying unhealthy. Identify, is this person who may be unhelpable, do they keep getting into the same kind of struggle or issue? Is the problem still the same kind of problem? It may look exactly the same. They spend money, they're not good with money, they don't manage money, they got money issues, and it keeps coming up, money issues. It's always I need something for this, it's always I need something for that. I thought I was good this time, but this happened. It's just this money thing. That might be a good indication if they keep getting stuck around the same circle or it keeps getting worse. Is it a man, baby girl? Why you got so many different of the same kind of guy? Same type, same action, same attitude. One's packaged light skin, one's packaged dark skin, one's packaged Caucasian, one's packaged whatever race, this, that race, that. Baby girl, short, skinny, fat, strong, tall, whatever, albino, whatever. They all come in a different package, but they all end up with the same toxic, negative attitude, mindset, mentality, tear you down, wear you down, break you down. And then we're still on the phone again, having another conversation about how it didn't work and you thought this was the one. Girl, all of your dudes are the same on the inside. They just packaged differently. Then we have to ask ourselves, am I dealing with an unhelpable girlfriend, best friend, cousin, niece, aunt, sister, mom? Am I dealing with an unhelpable situation when it comes to this person in this area of life? If their situation is getting worse or staying the same and they seem to be circling the same drain, they're probably draining you of your time, your sanity, your resources, your hope, your happiness, your joy. Spill the tea, and after a while, you don't want no more tea. You teed out. Number two, not only do we want to start looking for unhelpable people or situations and asking, are these unhelpable people in the same situation or growing worse? We want to also start to identify, do they listen and implement information that can change their life or situation for the better? I'm going to say this again. Do they listen? Do they listen? Do they hear? And implement new information that can change their situation or life for the better? This is a critical question. As a pastor, I have the opportunity to share with people, counsel people, talk to people, love on people, encourage them, uplift them. And I love doing it. But I also have learned that there are some people that just want to talk, but don't want no actual effort, energy, or time to grow and develop and be better. There are some people that want to run their mouths about their problems. They just want to be heard, but they have no intentions of listening. There are seasons in life when you need somebody to listen to you and not give you any answers. That is true. I ask, do you need me to talk? Sometimes I talk to my kids. Do you need me to talk or do you need me to listen? Do you need me to be Pastor B? Do you need me to be youth pastor? Do you need me to be dad? Do you need me to be, just a dude? Who you need me to be when I'm talking to my son and daughter? Who you need me to be? What do you want? Who you want me to be? Sometimes you need somebody just to listen, and that is fine. But when you have problems, circumstances, and situations that are happening, and you need help, you need resources, you need someone to be able to get you to the next level, let me impart in you some wisdom, some knowledge, some understanding, some teaching principle, life principle, changing principle, things that are going to make you better as a person to get you out of your situation. Are you willing, person, to listen? Implement. Don't just hear what we're saying. Can you implement it? Can you take it and start to put it in place? I don't know how to implement it. Well, let me show you how to, and let me walk step by step with you to implement. And if we're doing that, then we're seeing people that are willing to move and change and do great. If they're not willing to listen to the information and or implement information, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, teaching moments, curriculums, TED Talks, some kind of teaching, hey, one tree with Pastor B, whatever it is that can help them grow and elevate and maneuver in their life to grow, it's probably an unhelpable person if they refuse to listen and or implement new information that can change their life or situation. They're not willing. I don't know how to start. Let me help you. I don't want help starting. You don't want help. I don't know why this isn't working, girl. I tried it 4, 5. Did you try the new stuff I told you? Well, not. I tried with Jimmy and them said, that's cool, but we're going to talk about Jimmy right now. Point number 3. Have they removed themselves from negative people like Jimmy that continue to grow and promote unhealthy habits? Has Jimmy, has Krishan, has Mike, has Billy, has Kanisha, has Lil Juan, J Boogie, J Rock, all them J's, all of them. Fresh J's, old J's, have all of them. Number 3, have these people removed themselves from negative people, unhealthy people, who put them in situations where they continue to promote growth that is unhealthy and habits that are unhealthy. Unhelpable people find a way to connect with enablers that will continue to grow them in an unhealthy manner. Now, there's 2 kinds of enablers. I hope y'all are taking notes. Don't worry about it. Just press rewind. I hope y'all are taking notes. There's 2 kinds of enablers. One is the enabler that we're talking about. Unhealthy people that plug in with this person that we're trying to help, and they find themselves constantly, when you give them point number 2, great information to listen and to implement, they hear you, they get ready to implement it, and then Josh and Krishan and Nisi and all of them come along and they tear down the great information that you've given them, or they give them advice that seems similar to the advice that everybody else has had and is given to them, but it doesn't allow them to flourish. And because it seems more comfortable and more in their vein of how they like to operate, they gravitate to that information, use that information, and find themselves in the exact same spot they were in before, or even worse. And why they're asking for help, those are enablers, those are encouragers to continue to stay in the gutter. Now, there's another kind of enabler, and that can be you and I. You and I can be an enabler because If God is trying to get to that person's attention, if God is trying for them to hit rock bottom so that when they hit rock bottom, they realize this hurts for real, then you and I are in the way if we keep trying to help people that are unhelpable because the only person that can help anybody is God. And the last time I checked, and I promise if you look in the mirror long enough, you will find you are not God. So why are you spending your resources and time on people that God has not called you to help out in the unhelpable areas of their life? The only one that can help unhelpable people is God. People were going to hell, and God sent down his son. And before his son came down and died on the cross, he told all of the people that were following him, Jesus said, listen, y'all go out 2 by 2 and share this information so that their lives can be changed and be won and be saved. Here's the connected relationship. Jesus sent his people out to go reach people, and if people didn't receive them and the message that those people had, Jesus said, go ahead and roll out from them, knock the dust off your shoes, find some more folks to hang out with. Even Jesus understands some folks in this time of life, in this season of life, maybe indefinitely. Enablers. Sometimes we're enablers because we keep trying to help people that aren't meant to be helped right now. It is on them to get the butt whooping. It is on them to hit rock bottom. It is on them to figure it out. It is on them to say, God, I need your help. Because then they'll probably be at a place where they're willing to listen and implement. But if you keep saving them like Superman or Superwoman, then how will they know? Enablers. So there's enablers such as you and I that are trying to help and we're causing more damage. And then they have friends and people that are connected to them that are causing them danger. They're feeding them negativity. They're feeding them another idea that's just an off branch of the bad ideas they've had over the same situation they keep dealing with. And that is just promoting unhealthy growth and unhealthy habits. And that is an unhelpable person surrendered or surrounded by unhelpable or greedily joyful people that love to see unhealthy people be unhealthy. It's called a crab in a barrel mentality. They love to see somebody get pulled down and look like us. Why would you do that? That don't even sound right. It don't sound right because it don't sound right to you, or doesn't sound right because you don't know how you would do it. Just because you don't know how you could do it or see yourself doing it doesn't mean it's not a doable thing. Hateristic crab behind people, almost cuss, that's a real struggle in life, and we have to figure out how to adjust and move on. Number 4, when it comes to unhelpable people, are these unhelpable people surrounding themselves with people that will promote healthiness and habits and growth? A good way to tell a healthy person is that they are willing to surround themselves by other people that are healthy, not just in the areas they're healthy in, but in the areas they desire to get better at. And they will start to point number 2, implement the things that the healthy people are telling them that are involved in healthy things, because healthy people have healthy information, and healthy people with healthy information want to help people out of their bad situation. And people that are unhelpable cannot receive positivity. They can receive positivity on sections A, B, D, F, and Q of their lives. But the other alphabets, they don't want that because they like to be unhealthy. And your healthiness is making them feel bad. Unhelpable people do not like to hang around healthy people that can help them because they refuse to accept it, because they refuse to grow. So if you're dealing with an unhealthy person or unhelpable person that is refusing to surround themselves around good people that allow them to grow, that influence them in multiplicity of areas, that let me slow down for a second. People don't like to be around healthy people that can infuse knowledge in them any other way than in the bucket they will allow. They want to learn how to be really good at promoting stuff and being great on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and TikTok and using, Twitch and all this other stuff. They will read up, eat it, they will digest it, they will process it. But once it gets to another bucket that touches on an unhealthy situation, whatever is applicable for all the things that they have learned on Twitch, TikTok, all their influencers, all the people they followed, all their books they read, they will not apply that same information into the next bucket of unhealthy living or unhelpable living because they don't want to be helped. You can't save her. She don't want to be saved. You can't save nobody don't want to be saved, because healthiness should ultimately trickle over into unhealthy areas and start to illuminate the unhealthy areas. It's like dark when you close a door. In my bedroom, there's a closet, and if all the lights are off and I forget to when I put my dirty clothes in the hamper in the closet and I walk out and close the door, when I get in bed, sometimes I can see that light shining through the bottom of my closet and through the little crack on the floor, right through the door, that little slit, some light comes through. And it annoys me because there's light trying to get in. Unhealthy, unhelpable people are like me in bed. I don't want that light coming in. I got black curtains for a reason. I want my room to be dark. I don't want no light. I don't want no night lights. I don't want nothing glimmering, blinding, bling, bling, shining. I don't want nothing. Unhelpable people will embrace healthiness in certain buckets of life, but they will not take the same process or educational value and apply it to the unhealthy parts of their life because they refuse and do not want to be helped. Somebody said, "Oh my God, Pastor B, you's on it today." I know, every day, stupid, every day. Number 6, these are all things to help you identify unhelpable people. And these are all things that you need to do when you start to identify unhelpable people. There are some people that need help. There are some people that are unhelpable. As I start to evaluate with these first 5 points, help, up, and I start to see that you meet one or 5 of these categories, that lets me know that you are unhelpable. Now, Pastor B, what do I do? Point number 6, you establish ground rules of engagement for your help for them. I'm going to say this again. Number 6, you're going to establish your ground rules for engagement for you to help them. In other words, I'm going to draw a line in the sand. This line indicates when and where and how I will help you, how much I will help you. Well, why would I do that, Pastor B? Because unhelpable people will push the line, but when they realize you won't cross the line to go any further, they gonna have a problem. Well, that seems so mean. That's right. They're gonna say, "Why I gotta do it your way? Why can't you just help me?" Because you're the one with the help, so you decide how you want to help. We want to help them in a kind, loving, gentle, godlike way, but not to the point where I'm losing my finances, my resources, my sleep, my peace, my dream. I'm eating too much because I'm thinking about helping you, or I ain't eating at all because I'm not helping you. I'm losing my sleep because I'm thinking about helping you. Or I'm so tired and drained, I'm passing out every 5 seconds because I want to help you. No, 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 you ain't gonna get my sleep, my rest, my peace, my hope, my sexual energy for my spouse. No, you're not taking all that from me, sir. No, ma'am. That's not what we doing. What we doing is understanding that I have set a boundary. In order for me to give you help, you must do X, Y, and Z. What is X, Y, and Z? Well, we're going to go back through the list and you're going to process it until I see you processing and taking help and resources in a way that betters you, that you start to grow and develop. I can't assist you right now, or this is all the assistance I can give you, because once you hit this limit, I can't go any further with you. Rule number 2, does this assistance that I plan to give you come with strings attached? It does. It comes with you listening and implementing. It comes with you getting better and not getting worse. If you can't take what I'm giving you and implement it, or the resources that I am pointing you to, because I ain't got to give you everything. I did the research. I found 5 websites. I emailed them to you. Go look through these websites and start to work on yourself. In fact, I even tell you, I give you help through the first one. If you go through the second link at the bottom of the page, click on 3, click on 4, bam, that's where you need help. I ain't going through all these websites, but I got some information for you. Here you go. Why can't you just help me? Nah, bruh. I helped you. I gave you the websites. You got to put some work in, champ. You never look out for. Listen, I'm giving you help. This is what you need to help yourself. I'm going to assist you and aid you, but I can't aid you to this level because of the people that you're engaged with are not great influences for you. So now you don't like my friends? Listen, what I can tell you is I can only assist you this much because when that person is involved in the assisting, I have no more assistance to give. I can't write you a check for you and Dan. I can write a check. I can give you some cash for you. I can get you a gift card that works at a woman's shop just for you, but I can't write you a check for clothes and y'all spending money on everything else. Not to buy crab legs and going down there and get shrimp. No, 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 no. I'm not paying your seafood bill. As a church, we have the same principle. And we're not saying that people are unhelpable, but when it comes to people, some of them are. But when some people are helpable or unhelpable, we're not giving you the money at my church. We don't give you the money to pay for your light bill. You bring the light bill to us. and we will decide if we can afford to pay all of it or a certain amount of it. No, we not giving you every time we give you a check for your kids to get their clothes, them kids look more raggedy, and y'all done bought more stuff, but you ain't bought no clothes for the house. Here's a gift card for Baby Gap. Here's a gift card for kids, whatever. We not paying for all of y'all. Just give me the money. No, that sounds like wino talk on the corner. I need some money, doc. No, 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 no. I can buy you a sandwich, my friend. I don't need no sandwich. I need it. You don't need you holding the sign talking about you hungry. I'll offer you a sandwich, you want the money. No, you probably want the money for the liquor. And I might be wrong, but if you really hungry and your sign says feed me, what's wrong with this sandwich? In fact, give me your order. I'll go get it for you. That's not what I need. No, you don't need help. That's my line. Pastor, this seems so abrasive. No, this seems like how you protect your peace. Man, they like, I don't like that dude. I'm drawing the line that your friends do not get to mooch off of what I'm giving you and eat up your resources. I don't like your friends or I don't like the elements of what they bring, so I'm only going to give you this amount of X, Y, and Z. Quite frankly, I see you hanging around with people that's going to aid and benefit you. I will definitely buy you the book that your friend has been talking about that seems to be a good person for you. Why? Because I'm not here to aid you in a way that's going to be detrimental to you. You're surrounding yourself with good people. I want to encourage you to continue to be with good people. I want to sow into some of the things that they're talking about or elaborating on, but I'm not going to let you tap your own pockets or mine or destroy my mind and my peace. These are ways that we can help unhelpable people by first identifying unhelpable people, and then by two, drawing a line and saying, until I see X, Y, and Z, I cannot participate or help. And you're gonna say, well, I feel like crap when I do that. That's okay, because at the end of the day, you will have peace. What if you're not meant to help them? And you're trying to help somebody that's unhelpable and you're wasting all of your resources, time, energy, value, emotional intelligence. All these things are getting spent. You're spinning wheels. You're tired. You're drained. You have no energy. You have no life. You are now finding yourself sad and depressed. Why? Because you're helping somebody that's unhelpable and you're wasting all of your resources. So I draw the line and say, this is the line that I draw. If you want help, this is by my standard of the level of help that I'm willing to give you. And if you don't want it, that's okay, because I can only give you what I can give you based upon this line. You don't like it, you don't get no help. If you like it, you'll get help. That's what you do to identify unhelpable people. This is the line that you draw that protects you from being sucked into helping unhelpable people that may cause you mental, emotional, spiritual, physical damage. It prevents you from this I feel so compelled because your line is the limit. I can't go past my line. So my line dictates the limit. Who changes the limit? You do, but if you stick to your line, then you'll have the peace that you so desire. And unhelpable people, when they find out they cannot get the help they want from people to help aid in their unhealthy attitudes and behaviors, will move on to other people. While they're moving on, while they're trying to figure out life, while they're trying to figure out why they don't like you as much, you don't call or talk to you as much, here's what you can do for them that is 100% free. Number one, here's what you can do for them to help them that is 100% free. Number one, you can pray for all the things that you listed above that they would take place, that God would begin to work in their lives and start to get them to a place where they start coming out of an unhealthy situation. They're not growing in further unhealthiness and unhappiness, unhelpableness, that they are starting to intake information, that they're starting to dwell in this information, that they're listening and partaking of it, that they would remove themselves from enablers, including other people that want to help or trying to help just like you, including their little nasty friends that's trying to continue to keep them in a crab in a barrel mentality or trying to poison and taint them, that they would see the same thing and the same foggy vision that they had been seeing. And to get people that are now sowing into them, positively speaking into them, that they're giving them life, that they're giving them hope, that they're giving them dreams, that they're giving them peace, that they're giving them words that encourage and inspire and uplift them, that they're surrounding themselves around the right people that are causing them to now get legitimate, consistent, regular help, moving on a regular basis, growing and yes, they're gonna fall. Don't we all fall when we have our moments in life? But they picking themselves back up and they're getting back on track. praying for all of these great things to happen that are in steps 1 through 5. Man, this is good stuff. We're praying for all the stuff above to happen in list and that we talked about in part 1. We're also praying and asking God that He would show what areas to stop them from being successful in their unhelpable areas. In other words, we were asking God to literally step in and cause His Spirit, cause spiritual correction through calamity, spiritual correction through the loss of something or some things or someone's that would end up getting them to a position where they have nowhere else to fall but on their face to God. That seems rough, Pastor. Should we pray those things? We absolutely should pray them. We're going to pray them with a heart of purity. We're going to pray them that we're praying for those things not because we want them to see them hurt. We want them to see them boxed in to a position where they have no other choice but to say, I need help, and they really legitimately recognize that they need help and they move forward in getting that help. Number 3, we're going to pray that enablers are removed from their life. I don't care if they move down to North Carolina or move to Tennessee. I don't care if they got a brand new job. I don't care if enablers get arrested. Feel so sad for them. I don't care if Boosie and them, they got a new job and now they got to work nights and they can't hang out, and in the daytime they asleep. I don't care what that prayer is. I'm just praying that God will remove those people and give those people also the ability to become helpable as well and healthy as well, and that they would receive life. But God, remove those people, remove those enablers that are causing my friend, my sister, my brother, my spouse, my child, my coworker to be unhelpable. Remove those people from them. Father, I pray that you would also give them the people that are going to work perfectly in their life. All the stuff that we talked about in the first couple of points when we talked about reversing the flip side of those 6 things. Here's what else I want you to pray for. Number 4, I want you to pray for God's grace and mercy for them, because we make a lot of foolish mistakes in our ignorance and in our selfishness, and when we're trapped in sin or just trapped in this rut or trapped in this thing. And so we want to pray for God's grace and mercy that the outcomes of what could have been are far less than what it should have been, because God put grace on it. I know that you feel like you should be the worst thing should have happened. You should be in jail for 10 years, but you got probation. That's grace. Man, that's grace too. That's grace. So God, I pray for grace and mercy for my friends, co-workers, family members who are unhelpable. The Lord, even in their times of calamity and even in their times when life is falling on their heads and they're feeling the rough blows of this life, that it's still not as bad as it could have been. I'm praying for grace and mercy for them. And I'm praying grace and mercy for me, that I'm so frustrated with them. I wish you would drop a whole building on their head. Never mind. I'm sorry, God. Give me grace. Give me grace. I know I want the best for them, and I know I want them out of that situation as fast as possible. But would you operate with a heavy hand and also be as comforting as possible? We're going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about it today because I love this phrase, and we're not going to talk about this phrase today. But would you, Father, give them grace and mercy to change their lives, to protect their lives, even through their foolishness, that they would see how unhelpable they are before you drop the whole building on their head. And Father, would you give me grace not to pray for buildings to drop on their head? When the building does fall on their head, maybe let them, like the cartoon, let them just the window. They fell, the building fell in a way that the building went right over them and they just went through the window. They got a couple cuts from the glass, but they could have been killed from the bricks and the full weight of the building. So, Father, thank you for grace and mercy, that if they have to receive the full building, would you let it be a couple broken bones and scrapes and scratches versus life-ending death? Grace and mercy. Grace and mercy for me to deal and tolerate with this person. And then finally, I'm going to have to pray, point number 5, I'm going to have to pray that, God, you would properly prepare me to be able to interact with this person, because the more I don't help them, the more belligerent, the more cantankerous, the more nasty and rude and spiteful they're going to be. So, Father, would you give me grace to deal with uh their their attitude, nasty self attitude. Mad because I drew a line. Mad because the budget is the budget and you can't get another dollar out of my budget help bucket. Whatever it is, give me the grace, Father. You've identified unhelpable people. We have now talked about how to put the line in place to deal with people who are unhelpable so that we don't find ourselves emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually overwhelmed, stressed, and strapped. We have talked about what we need to do spiritually from the aspect of spiritually, how we need to pray, how we need to talk to them, how we need to deal with them, how we need to relate to them, how we need to have conversation with them. And then finally, what we can do physically. Just because you've drawn a line, just because you have now given it to God in prayer, you've identified the issues in the situations. Not every time do they need to be fully isolated from good people such as yourself while you're praying for good people to connect with them. You can be a good person. Check in every once in a while. Hey, would you like to have lunch? Pay for lunch, but you can't pay for listen, brother. Lunch. You want to do lunch or not? I'm not here for all that. I want to have a good time with my good friend. Let's do lunch. They may give you a sob story. Sometimes you have to pray. That's what we talked about. Point five, that you have the proper interaction response that you need to have with them, because they may give you the sob story of how they need help, and it may start to drain you, but you're not here at this moment to be a help. You're here to be a sounding board. You're here to not be help, but to be hope. They haven't been forgotten. They haven't been left behind. This is your greatest ways of helping right now, is that you are here and you're present for them through check-ins. I'm present with cards. Who does cards? People get locked up. Cards do a lot for those in prison. Cards do a lot just for opening up your mailbox and you feel like trash and life is hell, and you see a card and you kind of say, a card? Well, maybe there's some money in here. Well, no, there's no money here. It's me saying hi. Or maybe there's a gift card to Baby Gap for your kids, not for you and Mike and them to go run around. And I'm not writing no more checks for you and Mike to go ahead and blow this money, and you ain't take care of these kids. Feet all tight in these shoes, wearing these Walmart Bubble shoes. No. Getting babies some shoes. It is a gift card for the grocery store. I'm not putting cash in your hands no more. Nope, you don't get on Amazon gift cards. You can buy anything. That's crazy talk. Text message. I'm gonna send you a text message every once in a while to let you know I'm just thinking about you. I care about you. I love you, and I just want you to know you are very important to me. And then also pop-ups, Facebook time, little Zoom, FaceTime, all that stuff are great opportunities and ways to physically know, even if you're long distance, that I am still visually caring about you. I want to see you. I want you to hear me. I'm gonna leave you a little voice memo. I am still in your life. I am still here. I still support you. I still value you. I still desire for you to get help. I still want to help you, but my help is based upon this line. But my help is also based upon the Lord of the universe, who's going to change your heart and soul. And I'm praying for great things to take place and that he brings supernatural help to heal you. My help is that I'm willing to constantly let you know I am a hope. I have not forgotten you, I have not forsaken you, even in your darkest moments, even in your times of being trapped and stuck and running in a rut of your foolishness. I am still here for you. And this is how we handle unhelpable people. This is your man, Pastor B.Wade from One Tree with B.Wade. And we hope that you guys have learned some things, grabbed hold of some things, take some things to prayer. Some of these things may be difficult or overwhelming to even grasp a hold of, but I promise you, you have been struggling and dealing with and wrestling with long enough. You have expended all of your everythings, from your energy to your finances to your time to your wisdom to your knowledge to your breath to your energy. I'm no longer going to be drained, abused, and taken advantage because you need help and I want to help. I need to protect me. I need to protect you. I need to let God do what he needs to do with you as an individual. So I'm going to step down and fall back. And the only way I can do that is to identify if you're somebody that needs help or you're an unhelpable person. Let me pray for you guys. I know this is a tough one today. Let me pray for you. Father God, by your grace, by your mercy, by your love, by your kindness, you are the true and living God. You are a God that gives us conversation and dialogue and wisdom on how to deal with unhelpable people. As much as we may want to help, show us how to back down, show us how to yield, show us how to surrender, to let you have your will. Let us draw our lines in the sand and stick and stay on that line no matter what, because we're doing it not out of the bitterness of our hearts, but for the glory of you. There's family members, the cousins, the sons, the daughters, the moms, dads, aunts, uncles would change for the better. Friends would change for the better. So give us boldness to make bold decisions and to stand firmly to what we know is true, even when it seems tough. Give us boldness and wisdom to trust in you, to pray to you for great change in their lives and in ours. And let us remind ourselves to be the hope that's visual, that's tangible, to give them something to feel for, to feel that they still have somebody cheering for them, even in their helpless and unhelpable seasons of life. Father, we thank you and bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Again, this is Pastor B.Wade from One, and we love you guys, and we expect great and wonderful things for you and from you. And this is your man B.Wade. I'll holla at you guys.